Hello, my name is Marcus, and welcome to my channel. Dragon Ball Super Episode 20, subtitled Maximum, the final. We are finally here. I can't believe it. We have covered every episode 1 through 19. Now it is finally time to cover the season finale, Episode 20. Let's get right to it. So we pick right up with the battle of adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Supreme Demon King Goma. I was so excited. The whole season of the show has been alluding to this battle. Everybody has officially gotten their shot at him. So now we finally get to see Goku at full power at his Super Saiyan 4 taking on the Supreme Demon King. And man, did it not disappoint at all whatsoever. This is easily top 10 territory of one of the greatest Dragon Ball Z-esque battles ever. This is right up there with Goku versus Frieza. This is right up there with Gohan versus Cell. This is right up there with Goku versus Jiren, so on and so forth, man. This was just a spectacle of an episode, from fight choreography to beam struggle to the specific attacks from Goma himself. He was able to utilize his magic wand in a way that was just absolutely spectacular. I didn't realize that he was able to still use the wand in his Supreme Demon King state with the third eye. So freaking cool, man. He was able to summon a wide array of colorful beam attacks to shoot at Goku. Kind of reminded me of the Hell Grenade attack from Piccolo. Just super cool to really see him shoot these attacks at Goku and just Goku dodge them so effortlessly. I just definitely wanted to take a second to give Demon King Goma his flowers, or at least the powers of the third eye. It wasn't anything to play around with. I know we've kind of been crapping on him through the majority of the series because he's so short, but that third eye gave him some spectacular powers. It really did. And it really gave Goku the motivation to really show us what the Super Saiyan 4 form was made of. It was a specific shot of him dodging. He kind of flipped, kind of did a 360 in the air like 4 or 5 times simultaneously in a row. Chef's kiss. And you really got to go back in the episode and kind of zoom in on that. I'm telling you, man, it was just a spectacular display of a fight choreography. It really does. Really shout out to the animators for really showcasing the speed and power that the Super Saiyan 4 form is made of. It's almost like, if you compare it to the Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue forms, it's almost like it's a more graceful form, but it feels like the Super Saiyan 4 form is just a more animalistic, raw power, going for the kill shot form. It's really what it felt like. The colors and animation of this episode was absolutely spectacular, along with the music as well. My eyes just could not take them off of the screen, not even for a second. If you did, I feel like I was going to miss something. I feel like that even Goku realized throughout the duration of the fight, even though he was beating the tar out of Goma throughout the majority of the battle, just with the power of the third eye, it's a battle that's just going to last forever, because the third eye is just going to continue to give him that ability of that immortality or that invulnerability. It's like when it senses that Goma is near death, the third eye comes into fruition and just activates and gives him his life back. It's so crazy, man. It's such a cool power until we get to the end here. But, then Goku, starts to power up into full power, and then we see the specific glow from the SS4 form that we saw originally when he was still in his child body illuminate around his body, and then he gets into form and starts to power up the Kamehameha, the signature move that we all love so passionately. And Goku shoots out easily one of the most beautiful Kamehamehas that I have ever seen throughout the entire duration of the anime. I would compare this Kamehameha to specifically the one that he shot at fused Zamasu, and the Kamehameha that Gohan shot at Cell. It was that beautiful, man. And I want to take a look at the specific form of this Kamehameha. I've been harping back on previous episodes how I didn't know that Goku had the ability to manipulate the beam in a specific way. You know, he could turn it into a piercing arrow, or he could make it just a big kamikaze blast that just obliterates you completely. This time, he kind of chose a style of the beam that was kind of a piercing arrow style that kind of was just a little bit bigger. Since Goma was in his bigger body, he needed a bigger one that literally had the power to obliterate him, but he also needed the power to kind of pierce him as well. As we see the Kamehameha just pierce his body completely. Not only did it pierce Goma's body, but it pierced every level of the demon realm, the first, second, and third. We could see the hole that this Kamehameha caused throughout the entirety of the demon realm. Spectacular. Chef's kiss. That was such a brilliant idea to display the beam. It's almost like the beam had its own choreography as well. It was really something beautiful to witness. It's going to be a lot of people that is going to want to nitpick certain story aspects of the final, but this beginning section, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Goma sector of the fight, you cannot take that away from the episode at all, or from the series at all whatsoever. This is Dragon Ball at its best. This is perfection. It really is. These core 15 minutes of just pure fighting, pure battle, pure expression of the beam struggles and the shooting of the beam attacks and the kung fu with the flying and the display that we were seeing. You know, that's what we all came to see. It doesn't get any better than that when we comes to a classic Goku versus main villain arc of a fight. You know, this is why we're all here. Point blank, period. You know, you cannot take that away. And just finishing off and seeing the glittery beam particle effects on Goku's hand right there, easily one of the most beautiful single shots that we have ever seen of our hero, period. 30 years of Dragon Ball, it's easily one of the coolest shots I've ever seen of Goku, seeing that particle effect of the Kamehameha. Thank you. Whoever's idea that was, yeah, we need way more of that. That was just an awesome idea. It really was. Now, I've talked about the Goku versus Goma fight enough. Like I said, one of the best fights ever, man. It really was. So, fight's over. Now it's time for Piccolo to do his job, step in and punch Goma in the back of the head 3 times to knock out the third eye. He punches him twice and they get smacked away. Shocker. We knew that that plan was probably just not going to work out exactly how they planned it. Then Goma kind of puts a force field around himself with the inclusion of a hurricane, starts spinning everybody around. And then throughout the chaos of everybody spinning around, Majin Ku, of course, grabs the magic book and is able to smack Goma in the back of the head 3 times and knock the demon eye out and conclude the fight. That's like one final troll from Toriyama to be like, haha. You gotta love it. So after the conclusion of the battle, Dr. Arnisu and Marble wrap Goma and Desingus and this kind of magical wrap, and then they grab this bottle that is strikingly similar to the rice cooker that the Demon King Piccolo is sealed in. As soon as they started chanting the spell, I'm like, oh yeah, that is a direct copy of the evil containment wave that was used to seal the Demon King Piccolo into the rice cooker and seal it up. Literally the same premise here, just another nod to Toriyama's masterpiece. You know, utilize a different variation of the evil containment wave and seal Goma and Desingus into this little jar or genie's jar here, seal it up with a cork, pop it in, and they're good to go. But I tell you what, there were worse ways to keep somebody encapsulated, though. They may be sealed up for 99 years, but they got video games, card games, and each other to keep each other company. That ain't bad at all. Gotta love it. I guess it's kind of going with that kid-natured style of Daima rather than the normal Z or Super style by just killing off the villain. Gotta keep it with the style of the show, I guess. So it makes sense in that regard. I love Goku's expression here. He's clearly looking like, I feel like I've seen this before, but where? Gotta love it. But then we come to the more story elements of the final here. So who's going to be the new Supreme Demon King? Of course, everybody is thinking that it probably should be Dr. Arnisu, especially since she showed kind of a sense of humility when it came to the overall benefits of what should really happen with the demon realm. You know, the Goma was a terrible ruler from jump, so it probably shouldn't let him be the ruler. But, you know, she's like, and it probably should be the guy that actually defeated the Supreme Demon King. That's kind of what they allude to, because if she took it over, somebody would just challenge her and probably steal it away from her. So they end up going with Majin Ku, since he was the one that actually ended the rule by knocking the third eye out of Goma's head. So gotta love that. And then we come to probably one of my favorite comedic sections of all of Daima. You know, Ku is just picking out subordinates and followers just like it's nothing. And you get a job. And you get a job. He picks out Glorio and Pansy's dad and Dr. Arnisu and like 3 other people. Then we have the the guy that gave away the demon eye in the first place, the spy guy. He's like, I want to be one. I want to be one. And then he's like, nah. Gotta love it. It's that typical Toriyama humor going on right there. Like, nah, bro, you're not even qualified, cuz you can stick around, but you can't have a job, though. That's just not gonna work. And he's like, yeah. Then finally, after all this, we get a little sector of Goku and Vegeta having a conversation finally about their new fucking forms. Jesus Christ. So Vegeta's like, hey, what's up with that? What's up with that form with the fur? What's going on there? Goku's like, what? Super Saiyan 4? Yeah, you know, I trained a whole lot after Boo. You know, Boo was pretty strong. You know, I wasn't really sure if I could do it or not, and I figured I'd give it a try, and it worked out. All right. So I'm over here like, hey man, like, so Nevu helped you unleash like a little bit of potential there. That's how I thought you got the Super Saiyan 4 form. So you mean to tell me that you had already unlocked it? Is that what you're saying? And you just, you know, figured you'd bring it out all willy-nilly? What's going on here? Boy, Toriyama, he's like, let's just troll him one more hard time here as I'm on my deathbed. Just one more hard time. And then Goku's like, I mean, what's your problem? I mean, you unlock Super Saiyan 3. There you go. Yay. Vegeta's like, that's not Super Saiyan 3. That's Ultra Vegeta 1. Like, bro, they know. They know that we argue about this stupid stuff. Who cares? There's so many forms of on Dragon Ball right now. Like, bro, we gotta troll these people. Like, because we know they're gonna watch. We got all these new forms going on right now. How can we piss off the masses? How can we piss everybody off? Okay, let's not even call Vegeta's form Super Saiyan 3, even though it's clearly Super Saiyan 3. Let's let Vegeta call it something else completely. Ultra Vegeta 1. Let's just have him make up some stupid shit and just go from there. And then we'll just have Goku. Technically, he already has Super Saiyan 4. The Nevu just helped him unlock it completely. You can't, this is proof right here that you can't take this stuff so seriously. You really can't. Even though I base my whole channel on trying to take it seriously, it's little moments like this where I'm like, dude, when it comes to it in reality, we're really just talking about an anime and 2 make-believe characters, even though clearly I love them so passionately. At the end of the day, bro, let's just have fun with it. Let's not cuss each other out over it. Let's just enjoy it. Let's not be mad at the canonization of Super Saiyan 4, even though it makes no sense that Goku just has no memory of it leading into Dragon Ball Super currently. Gohan's just non-existent. Poor Gohan fans here. They just flat out just like, nah, bro, he ain't in this. No. Like, he don't get no cameo. He don't get no end credit scene. Like, nah, bro, he don't get nothing. He was the star in Broly. He don't get no screen time at all here, period. I mean, Goku said it on episode 1, like, he's been kind of distant lately. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah, he's probably smashing Vidal's cheeks. That's what's going on there. That nigga got married. He's like, fighting? What? Hold on, bro. I found something, and I don't want to let it go. We over here making babies, bro. You good? That's what's happening over there. Durr. And as Vegeta clearly taught us in the previous episode, cheeks to his hand might as well be water, bruh. It's only Goku that's got brain damage. But it's becoming pretty apparent to every other Saiyan, like, hey, bro, like, fighting is cool. It's really cool. But hey, man, we got to have this too, okay? Okay. All right, let me get back on track here. So we do have a cool little scene with Nevu, Piccolo, and Dende. Y'all want to stay here with me? You know y'all more than welcome to. This is y'all home realm. And they're like, nah, I'm good. I got responsibilities on Earth, bro. And Piccolo's like, nah. I don't even got no reason, bro. I'm just like, nah, I'm good, dog. And then they have another pretty funny scene with Majin asking everybody else that's about to leave, like, hey, does anybody of you guys from the mortal realm, y'all want to stay here and help save the demon realm some more? And Goku's like, nah. I'm good on that too, bro. No thanks. Maybe if you get into a pickle again, call us. But if not, nah, I'm good, homie. It is what it is. Yeah, and then they all get on the ship and head home. And that's pretty much it, man. They even get a little cool recollection of all the scenes of all of our other heroes that kind of stood back from the action in this one, aside from Gohan. And they show them all becoming adults again. We get Goten and Trunks. We get Chi-Chi. We get Yamcha and Krillin, Android 18, and Marin, and Mr. Satan, and Majin Buu. Then we get a funny little nod of Mr. Popo showing actually his adult form without his hat and showing that he still has those little demon horns, confirming that he really is from the demon realm. Then we got Kibito, and that's really about it, man. Then we kind of get an aching to a Marvel Cinematic Universe in credit scene, or more recently, a Sonic the Hedgehog in credit scene to give us a conclusion to the story so far. So Goku makes mention that he's like, hey, can we stop by at that store with the revive bugs and grab some? Because we're kind of low on sensu beans, and Glorio's like, sure, that won't be a problem. Okay. So they stop at the store and they're grabbing the bugs, and they have a little funny scene with Bulma because the lady that sells the stuff is like, yeah, and these bugs can make you look 10 years younger. And Bulma's like, well, I'll take every freaking one of those. Thank you. Appreciate you. And then Pansy proceeds to pick up a bottle, and that it's very dusty. She blows it off and reveals two more third eyes that's just sitting dormant, that just treating the third eye like it really wasn't important at all. It's just there for anybody to purchase, anybody to consume, and utilize its powers. And the seller is like, yeah, those things are super expensive, so that's why they've been sitting there for so long. I sold one like a super long time ago, but the other two, they've just been sitting here for forever, honestly. And then everybody in the store freaks out, and it just one more final troll from Toriyama to be like, hey man, listen, this is my story. Do not take it so serious. It is my writing, and what I want to go in the story goes. Period. So you can allow yourself to get mad about it. You can allow yourself to be silly about it. But ultimately, I wrote this story for children. Point blank. Period. I don't care that Goku's Super Saiyan 4 form doesn't make sense with the context of Dragon Ball Super yet. I don't care that Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 form doesn't make sense with the context of Dragon Ball Super yet. Don't care. Accept it. It is what it is. It's my goddamn story. That's literally what Toriyama is telling us while he was on his deathbed. And I think I've come to accept it 1000%. What he gave us as a final writing before his passing, only thing I can do is just be happy about it. Truly. I'm happy that he allowed these missing forms from the pantheon of the canonization of Dragon Ball. He allowed them to be canon, even though they don't really make sense in the context of the full story. It's like, dude, who cares, bro? You just got to let it go. You just got to accept it and just either enjoy it or don't. Period. As a lifelong Dragon Ball fan myself, I do still somewhat caring about the canonization of the full story, but at the end of the day, as long as I'm enjoying the show, as long as it's putting a smile on my face, as long as I'm genuinely happy to be watching more Dragon Ball, that's where I am with it. Truly. We got Super Saiyan 4. Vegeta got Super Saiyan 3. Yes. Yes. Just be happy, man. Just be happy. Period. Am I a little disappointed that Vegeta didn't end up getting Super Saiyan 4 as well? A little, but I mean, that's not to say maybe we'll get Dragon Ball Daima Season 2. You never know. Maybe Toei will decide to continue it instead of continuing Dragon Ball Super. We have not heard any major decisions yet, man. It's still kind of open in the air, so we'll just have to wait and see. Am I a little annoyed that the fusion bugs didn't really allude to nothing in the entire show? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us are. But like I said, at the end of the day, what we got for a finale of the Goku versus Goma fight and Vegeta versus Goma, I'm satisfied, man. I really am. I'm always going to be left wanting more. It's Dragon Ball. I love this anime. I'm always going to want more. That's why I've stuck around for 30 plus years. But, what we got in 20 episodes here, could the story have been fleshed out a little bit more? Sure. Could some of those earlier episodes have had better writing? Yeah, 1000%. But ultimately, I am happy that Dragon Ball Daima exists. I really am. Now, when it comes to the full pantheon of the Dragon Ball animes, I will always put Dragon Ball Z at number one. I will still say that the original Dragon Ball is number two. I'd put Dragon Ball Super at number three. Am I ready to say that Daima was better than Dragon Ball GT as a whole? Yes, there was major sectors of Dragon Ball GT, even though it's much longer than Daima. It was major filler sectors in Dragon Ball GT that I did not like at all whatsoever. So I will officially say here today that I will put Dragon Ball Daima officially fourth in my pantheon of Dragon Ball series for sure. And with that, my friends, I think that is going to wrap us up. I think we're about 20 something minutes in. So if you took the full journey with me, if you watched all 20 of these breakdowns of Daima, I love you. Thank you for taking it with me. This was an absolute fantastic experience. I'm glad I was able to get them all done in a timely manner. And I am happy that you were here with me to take the journey. So we'll end it right there, my friends. So if you enjoy Dragon Ball, if you enjoy my content, if you enjoy my fandom of this wonderful anime, you know what to do. Hit that like button, please. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more content just like this, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. You can follow me at youtube.com/SmartJack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I will always follow this anime and this manga, whether or not Super continues, whether or not Diamond continues. I am going to be here. I'm going to follow it. You can guarantee that 1000%. I've always loved the character Goku. He is one of my heroes, and we're going to keep going strong, baby. I'll guarantee you that. As always, my friends, I will see y'all on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.